Hello and welcome to the Breakfast Show. It's a great Monday on TSLNIGERIA TV. This morning, we're going to be discussing matters on ground. Nnamdi Kanu has been rearrested by the federal government of Nigeria for terrorism, witchcraft, as we saw on the news, and also treasonable felony. These and other matters on ground will be the focus on discussion on the Breakfast Show. I am Uzezi Udwefe Ideo. Stay with us. Thank you for sticking around. I'm not alone this morning. With me on the Breakfast Show is my amazing co-host, Faith Imai. I'm also joined by Tale Alabi Esquire to discuss these issues on ground. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning,
Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Faith. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Initially, when we heard about Nnamdi Kanu's rearrest, there were different reactions. So I would like to know, we would like to know, what was your initial reaction? Do you think it was a good step in the right direction by the federal government, or you thought otherwise?
Thank you for having me on this show.
You're welcome.
One thing that I need everyone to understand when the issue of Nnamdi Kanu comes up is that every nation has a constitution. Every country has laws guiding it. Nobody is above the law. And in the view or in the light of the law, Kanu is a fugitive. There's an order of court pending to effect his rearrest. You recall, he was on bail. And when you're on bail, what the court means is for a period till a certain date, you are supposed to return and face your trial. So where you get that opportunity or where you are granted that opportunity from the court and you don't return, the court has what it takes to protect its own integrity, to ensure that there is an order in place. We'll call it bench warrant. Wherever you are found, you are supposed to be picked up and bring back to court.
Nnamdi said his life was under threat. I think that's one of the reasons why he said he fled Nigeria.
And the killing of other IPOB members. And destruction of property. So he said, I'm sure according to what he said, he got scared and decided to flee Nigeria for his own safety.
And you know the safety...
Do you consider that reason valid?
And you know the safety of Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria is really not guaranteed. I would not like to be biased about that because other people think that the springing up of IPOB is a threat to the peace of this nation and others.
Okay, fine. Now let me take it from the point of view of his thought. He felt his life was threatened. Now, maybe I would digress a bit, or let me give you a little background.
Okay, let's do that.
What is IPOB?
Indigenous People of Biafra.
Within the context of Nigeria, is it a legal entity?
It's not, actually.
It's not, really.
Good. Now, there are laws, like I said earlier, guiding every operation. I think there is a misinterpolation of intention. If you have a good intention, and you effect it in a wrong way, it will make it a good intention. If you have a bad intention and you operate it or you run it in a good way, it will still make it a good intention.
Sorry to interrupt here, but we've seen good intentions.
Yeah.
You know, citizens going out to actually protest. Good intentions. But it's been turned out the other way around. Just the weekend here, we saw the Yoruba Nation. And we saw what happened, right? All they wanted was just, we want to speak. We want to create awareness. At the end of the day, it was hijacked. They were being faced with water guns and tear gas and all sorts.
Yeah,
and 14-year-old was killed.
I understand that. I had a conversation on this frequently. The last one I had was a few hours ago. I was mingling mine and rubbing minds and mingling with my friends. And one question that popped up is this. When the Constitution says you have the right to express yourself, does that mean there is no limit?
Is there a limit?
What is this limit? What is this limit?
Now, let me give you an instance. We talk of fundamental human rights.
Good.
Everybody has a right to do this. Everybody has a right to do that.
Right to religion.
Okay, fine. You have right to associate. You have right to form association. Does it mean that if you now maybe call your friends together and you form an association to commit robbery, government should allow you?
Okay, so I will have to digress a little.
Okay.
We are talking about Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm just giving you that
But you are saying that every nation has rules,
yes,
laws,
yes.
and there's a limit to which your freedom bounds.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to freedom of speech. Let's go back to right to peaceful protest.
Good.
Now we've seen in recent times, people who actually come out to protest for the right cause.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Shut up, you know, most of them arrested.
Yes.
And all of that washes down the drain. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it.
And it's even funny.
And the energy the Nigerian government keeps on trying to keep people short. We've also seen that apply with Twitter ban.
Let me say something. Let me say something.
Before you land there, let me also bring it to light that the moment you announce a protest, you see all sorts of security agencies on the ground.
All right. Hey. Now, let me take it in bits.
Okay.
We're talking of the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu.
And the state of the nation in general.
In general, yeah.
Why I brought up that background was to give us an instance that, who is he in the eyes of the law?
A citizen of the country, obviously.
Good. Is he above the law?
No, he's not.
Good. Now, if he's not above the law, we have a government in place. No matter what, I'm not holding brief for anybody. No matter how much I feel good or how much I feel bad, no matter misgivings I have about the government, one thing is certain.
The law is the law.
The law is the law. I'm a legal practitioner. I have no other job. Now, what is the position of the law on the state of the nation as we speak? Right to protest, fine. But there are procedures.
What are these?
One of the procedures is you must seek and obtain police permits, especially when you are going to have a large gathering. Reason being, from experience, when we were in schools, we used to involve in, aluta and all stuff. I personally witnessed situations where even one of the people that were shot were not on the field. Anything above 2 is a crowd. Even the Bible says when 2 or 3 gather. So anything above 2 is a crowd. And how do you control crowd without protection?
So you're saying that for every protest, protesters should collect...
they must obtain.
That's the law. They must obtain a permission.
Then if the police says no, maybe due to security reasons or whatever, you can't. Then, if you do otherwise, that's a breach.
Mr. Tade, let's be factual.
I'm with you.
We are Nigerians.
Yes.
I'm also a youth, and you are also a youth.
Yes.
Let's forget the YBS. Yes. Your name has been implied. You're going to get to old age, but we're climbing the stairs.
Yes.
We've come to realize over time that anything against, I don't want to put it against, but anything that's going to actually bring out the ills of the government to light, is being tamed.
No.
Right?
I would disagree.
How else do we explain the ban of Twitter?
Okay. Now let me add this. Maybe you don't know. I'm a social critic. I've had running battles with the state governors in my state.
When you say your state, which state are we talking about?
I'm from Ekiti.
Ekiti State, okay.
The immediate past 2 governors, I'm sure if they go through their pages, they'll see some of my critics. I've had calls to be called from every quarter that I should watch what I say. But I don't fear that because...
Express yourself in Nigeria. I think
no, you can't. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I don't want us to go too far from the central focus of issue. Now, the intention I was talking about, even within the presence of our laws, there are ways you can channel your view. For instance, his own gross with the government is that they want to form another country. We call them separationists. What is the procedure? Do we have that within the context of our law? If no, then you are taking it from the wrong side. Why don't you go through the normal channel? Why don't you, for instance, if it's in the law, or if it's contained in a constitution, and government is not following it, you can go to court and mandate them to do so. You get an order of mandamus. Government will say no. They dare not.
They dare not?
They dare not say no.
The government dare not?
Yes. I will tell you this today. There are a lot of people that will tell you when you get an order against government, government will not obey, government will not do that, government will not do this. There are procedures. Have you exhausted the procedures?
I would agree.
Let me do it. For instance,
don't you think?
No.
It's okay to follow the procedures, and I would agree with you that Nnamdi Kanu and the entire people of Biafra, the IPOB, they are not following the procedures, because if they are following the procedures, would have receipts. But let's talk about his rearrest.
Good.
It's from our research, it was gathered that he was extradited from Kenya. And also, there are allegations that he was tortured for 8 days in Kenya. What do you make of that?
Let me put this on the table. As a lawyer, the law, or let me say the court now, where is it taken to?
Yeah.
Courts don't believe in speculation. Courts don't believe in sentiments. Okay. Courts deals with facts. If Kanu can prove that he was tortured, there are remedies.
Okay.
Ubi just be remedium. That is where there's a hill, where there is a fault, there must be a remedy. So that hearsay, to me, as far as we speak now, is hearsay. And let me throw caution to the wind there. You know, where we know what media can do.
True.
I've seen real life situation when it's reported. I was, as a witness, I was thinking, could this be the same thing I witnessed? And again, another view that you have to be very cautious where you're dealing with is this. Like the position of the Supreme Court. I stopped reading newspaper when the Supreme Court pronounced that newspaper information cannot be useful to a large extent in law courts because they are largely hearsay. So, if Kanu is saying, initially there was allegation that he was not allowed access to his lawyers, not allowed access to his family members. The lawyer had come up, I think, as early yesterday or so, that, okay, he has met with Kanu, Kanu has said this, Kanu has said that. I'm sorry to say, I don't hold anybody's breath. But if I'm in such a condition, I think I have the right to trump up any car to,
actually paying the government back?
Sentiments. I can wipe up sentiments. One, he knows for certain he's been brought back and he's coming to face his charges.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Now, I don't think, like someone said, rightly or wrongly, he's a public figure. He's an international figure.
And he's also a British citizen.
That is another thing. That takes me to something that I've always, thought. I think it's a bit confusing, and I think it's morally deficient to say that you're a British citizen and you are fighting another country.
It's crazy because, when I realized that Nnamdi Kanu was a British citizen, I had to ask this question.
Yes.
Do you think that he's having any bankrolling or any backing from Britain? Do you think he's having any backing from Britain?
It can't be.
So what do you really think, in your opinion, is the goal of Nnamdi Kanu's, agitation? What do you think the goal is? Because I've had other people who are also members of Biafra say that Nnamdi Kanu is a con man. We saw Asari Dakubo come out to say he's a con man and he was taking money from the Biafrans and he's up to no good.
Good. Now, thank you for this exposition. Personally, if I must express my own candid opinion,
yes,
I don't see him pursuing a genuine goal.
Okay.
And I have my reasons.
Let's hear them.
Before studying law, I'm a graduate of history.
Okay.
So I have a bit of understanding of Nigerian issues. The first person that heralded the idea of separation of Biafra was late Odumeka Ojukwu, a graduate of history from Oxford University. Odumeka Ojukwu had a good fight, but he realized his mistake. And one of the things he said, one of the interviews I listened to towards the tail end of his life, was that even when you have this agitation, don't follow that path he followed. It won't lead you to success. For instance, if you say you are fighting for these people, who are the people you are fighting for? How many state governors in the eastern parts are in support of what you are doing? Because these guys are democratically elected. You have honorable members representing your states. You have senators representing your states. What are they doing? Have you channeled the effort through them? Have they amended the constitution to accommodate your agitation? Or you think going offshore, attacking, denigrating the government of your country, whether Kanu likes it or not, Kanu is still in Nigeria.
He
is. First a Nigerian.
First a Nigerian. Now, if you say you are a British citizen or whatever, Britain will not allow, like someone said, as Kanu lives in London or wherever he is, part of England or wherever he is in the UK, he has them monitoring him. Why they might not have anything against him for now is because he runs an online radio, which to them, to a large extent, he hasn't breached any law. It's still part of freedom of expression. But can they allow such things to go to the level of attacking British government and they keep quiet? They won't.
They won't.
And I want to say this. I don't know if I mentioned. I don't think I mentioned it earlier. Nigeria is a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
No matter how tied we are to the apron of UK as a former colonist, they cannot impose their will on us. If Queen Elizabeth offends the law of Nigeria, it will be brought to face the law in Nigeria, not the UK law. But if Kanu breaches UK law and they allow him to go, so be it. Is their cup of tea.
Okay, talking about still the state of the nation.
Yeah.
On the streets of Nigeria today, especially amongst people, just random people on the streets, you hear things like, if a nation wants to separate, they should separate. If everybody wants to go their way, they should go their way, right? You hear things like, oh, let nation divide. Let's go our separate ways. Maybe things will be better because there's been a lot of insecurity in the country. Let's be honest with you. People die on the daily as we speak now. Some people have been kidnapped. Some are still begging for ransom and all sorts. So I think people say, let the North be on their own. Let the South be on their own. Let East and West be on their own. Or if it's Southwest, be together. If it's Southwest, be together. Just shall let the North be on their own. What do you make of it? What do you think about this?
My sincere view and opinion about that one is all this, I term them as political agitations.
Okay.
It's about politics. Remember I said I'm a graduate of history.
Are you sure it's about politics?
It is. No, let me explain.
Okay.
If you recall, before APC took over the reins of government, there have been issues on ground.
There's always been issues on ground.
We've always had issues.
Thank you for that. They always fester it. They make it look, they enlarge it. So to run down, all these guys are doing calculations. There's permutation.
So before APC took over government, we had PDP in power. Good luck, Jonathan.
APC did not allow them to rest.
Good luck, Jonathan. So what was it that APC was using to disrupt the PDP administration?
Insecurity.
Insecurity.
That
from which angle?
They use the issue of Boko Haram.
Because we still have Boko Haram.
It's worse. It's even worse now.
We still have Boko Haram. But we also have bandits. We also have unknown gunmen. We also have kidnappers.
Okay, sorry. 2 days or 3 days ago, I think on Thursday or Friday, I was in court here in Benin. One of the lawyers in court said, you guys will say, is this Boko Haram? Is this Boko Haram? That the day he was kidnapped, it was a Benin man that kidnapped him. Took him to the hamlets of Fulanis. That it were the Fulanis there that rescued him. That if it were to be when Boko Haram issue had been well publicized, they would have said it's Boko Haram.
But that's one out of how many?
Now, have you taken notes or counts of arrests they have made so far?
I've been trying to keep tabs.
How many of these people, there is no single attack that won't have an insider.
It's always the case.
People have gotten this as making the cow.
So why don't the security forces or the law enforcement agencies ever get to the roots of these matters? Because when private individuals and journalists do their investigation through investigative journalism, it gets to a point where they halt them and they get mum, they shut them up. Because we know, like you said, it's coming from somewhere. There are a group of people, maybe politicians, who are actually fueling all of this. Why is it that this exposure has not come out in the open? Why are there no names? Why don't we have a list of names or a group of people named out, coined out, saying these are the people troubling us through Boko Haram, through unknown gunmen, through kidnappers? Why is that not happening? Is it that the justice system in Nigeria is failing or has failed?
Let me add this to it. Okay, I don't want to mix the points together.
Let me add this to what Peter said. For the university students who were kidnapped recently, right? They had a bank account they paid money to for ransom. Are you telling me
that they can't
identify these people?
Why do we have BVN? Why do we have NIN?
Hold on there. If you recall, I said all these are politically motivated. And I have my reasons.
Okay, let's hear them.
Number one, like you said, I was privileged to pass through what's the name? Green something university in Kaduna, where those large numbers. I passed through the place. I'll tell you for free, it's an isolated area. Okay. As in isolated, as in inside nowhere. Now, these guys went there. They couldn't have gone there without a hint. Don't forget, many of these politicians, many of our representatives are benefiting. They're beneficiaries of this loot. Who do they work for? Who finances them?
If it's politically influenced,
why get to court?
Why can't the government on ground attack this?
Who is government?
Okay, so what I am getting right now is it's a sink. There's probably a syndicate, and all of them are still working for each other. Because it doesn't matter if you're PDP, it doesn't matter if you're APC, it doesn't matter if you're ABGA, because we see these politicians are governors, senators. They decamp from APC to PDP and PDP to APC. They are all reshuffling. So I think it's a human problem and not even a party problem.
It's not a institutional problem.
It's a human problem.
We have a deficit in what government could do. Government could do better.
So would you agree with me that the justice system in Nigeria is non-existent?
No. I will not agree. Because I was making a point.
Because you said that they don't even get to court.
That is the point I'm making. By the grace of God, I've been privileged to be a judge. Do Adilu Akeda before going back to full practice. One of the things, I think that time is one. But let me explain this. One of the things that we don't, when I say we, laymen, don't understand is this. As a judge, I can't just jump on the street and judge a case.
Pick up a case.
You bring it to me. We're off camera now. So let me explain this.
No, we're not off. You're still on.
Okay, sorry. I thought we were off camera. Now, you bring it to me through the normal procedure of the law. The courts have gone ahead to eliminate a lot of loopholes, a lot of technicalities that maybe if I'm on the opposing side, I can say, no, you didn't do this the way the law say. They will look at, okay, what's the merit of the case? Let's judge it. But when it doesn't come to me, it will be unfair to say the judicial system or the
We'll definitely have you again on the show, because this is sparking another conversation. Because we've had situations where people, alleged criminals, got arrested.
Yeah.
They were charged to court, but the cases, nobody's hearing of the cases again, whether they were tried, whether they were not tried. Nobody's. And I'm going to list those cases the next time we have you on set. Probably on the Monday.
Let me leave this
probably
with
on
you.
the Monday.
The law is an ass. The law is like an elephant. It depends on which side of the coin you are sitting.
Thank you.
If I have a criminal to defend, you think I'll come and tell the court that yes, he did it when I know what the law said?
All lawyers are.
Don't go there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kanu Alabi Esquire, for being with us on the Breakfast Show. You really enlightened us. We had a great discussion with you, and we hope that things get better in Nigeria. That's as much as we can take on the Breakfast Show this morning. But please do well to follow us on all our social media handles, TSLNIGERIA TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you very much for being here with us. We have something great coming for you guys on Wednesday, Hot Stuff Wednesday. You wouldn't want to miss it. Stay safe.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.